using ME21. ME21 and ME21N, and directly also without referring to any of this. So basically, if we look at ME21 screen, the small difference between 21, 21N, where we get to know the different PRs that we have already created as variants on the document overview in ME21N. So in this, by clicking on this, I can create with reference to purchase requisition and with reference to RFQ. Contract is not yet done to you. That I'll take up. Little later. Then we'll also see how to create PO based on contract as well. So I think to this extent we had discussed, and also ME21N. The ME21N, dragging these PRs and placing it on the cart so that automatically all these fields will get filled up. Then we can save it so that PO is created. Or without referring to any of these documents, you need to provide vendor, purchase organization group, company code, material, and quantity, plant, price, etc. If we save that, then it is ME21N direct PO without referring to PRR, purchase requisition. So POs can be created based on purchase requisition, based on RFQ, based on contract, and direct without referring to this. So contract part is not yet done to you. That I take a bit later, because in contract we have two things. One is scheduling agreement, other is contract. It's generally called outline agreement as such. So we'll take up that a little later. Now let us see, if I want to list all the purchase orders that I have created, it is ME2N. We can write down this T code, ME2N. ME2N. Here I'll enter purchasing organization, PTPO. Purchasing organization. Nothing else, just purchasing organization. And this, of course, selection parameters list. Scope of list. So if I execute this, you can observe here I have seen all these yesterday or in the last session we created. Now we can look at these PO numbers. As you can see, this is the PO number 4500. If I click on that, it will take me to the PO screen. So what is the material, how much was it filled, and etc. I can see that here. Excuse me. So from this, what information can I gather? As you see, item number 10, material, vendor, type of material, plant, storage location, number of pieces ordered, what is the price per piece. As you can see, it is for one piece, and what is the total price, and whether it is delivered or invoiced. Even that information you'll get to know. It says still to be delivered. So this is ME2N, which gives me these details. Have you noted it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now in the P2P cycle, what we had discussed, after placing an order to the vendor, let us assume that vendor has sent the material, and for time being, I am assuming that vendor has sent exactly the material what we have asked and with same quantity. Here, for example, to say, if I take this PO number 4500022631 and so vendor 7007000370, this is the material, and the order quantity is 15. So I am considering assuming that this vendor, PTPL vendor 1, is sending exactly the same quantity and with the same specifications, whatever has been asked as per PO. So with that assumption, if I proceed, next step is GR, goods receipt. Make a note, goods receipt. This is path MIGO city code, SAP menu logistics, materials management, inventory management, goods movement. Written?
Yeah. Done.
If I take this MIGO, so in goods movement, here we have goods receipt. Observe this, goods receipt. Goods receipt, we are receiving goods against purchase order. I should give purchase order number, plant, and movement type. Movement type is very important. GR goods receipt. I'll tell you a few movement types. Please make a note of it. See, 101 is goods receipt for purchase order. Goods receipt for purchase order. If in case there is any discrepancy with respect to the material sent, and if we are supposed to send it back to the vendor, then it is 122, return delivery to vendor. Make a note, return delivery to vendor. One 122. As you can see, there are so many movement types. Few movement types you should be knowing. We'll be using few more movement types later for stock transfers, for vendor consignment. What is the what is the movement type for scrap, etc. There are few more movement types like 541, 551, then 411, 411K, 340, etc. 341. So that I'll tell a bit later when we start using those movement types. As of now, you can just write down these two, 101, 122. If you have to send it back to the vendor, return delivery, it is 122. Can you tell me the purchase order number?
Four five triple zero double two 362 632 or
Four five
633.
triple zero double two.
Double two 633 or 632.
Okay, 632. Okay. So I have entered purchase order number and I'll enter the plant. So in this screen, I have entered purchase order number and the plant with the movement type. I'll enter. So automatically it fills in. There is a material, quantity, and storage location with the movement type 101 plant. So these things automatically gets filled in. And as you can see, line item 1, 2, 3, it extends. Here we have item OK against which line item? Is it 1, 2, 3, and so on? See, in same PO, in the same purchase order, we can place multiple orders. It's like if you go purchasing something at any outlet, it is not that you will purchase only one item. You may purchase more than that. So similarly, when we are placing an order, also you are going to place more than one. And in that case, what happens? You'll get 2, 3, 4, etc. here filled in. Now it can also happen that the vendor has sent three goods and one is pending. Then I should say okay for only those goods which I am receiving, because this is goods receipt in the warehouse or in the storage location. I can see that material physically, the number of that particular material, what should be the quantity, will be automatically reflected in stock overview. We call it a stock overview. So that will be reflecting in stock overview. So whatever item we are receiving, only that we should say okay. Because it is GR document, we cannot say okay for the entire document, and then if you say so, then you should have so much material physically present in the storage location. That is the meaning of that. So thus we need to carefully look into that. Of course, as a consultant level job, this is not yours. Your cup to sit at the client's place and keep receiving the materials. That you are not going to do. End users and of course purchasing team, they do it. However, you should be aware of this concept. What exactly happens if you say okay for the entire document, or line by line, how to say it okay. As of now we have one, so not much of problem. Later on we'll see with more than one material as well. We'll get to know that as well. So I'll say item okay here. Make a note. Click on item okay. And let me also give you some more information. See, in the in these screens from PO and thereon, we have document overview, header view, and item view. This I told you in the last session also when I introduced MA21 in screen. So material related details you can see here. General, like who is the vendor, who is the what is the document date, posting date, who is the vendor, and purchase order, so on. Plant movement type, that you can see here. Later on, whatever you would like to uh, say item okay and receive whatever goods have come to you. So those details, if you want to look into the material related details, if you click on this material, what is the material number, you can get to know here. What is the quantity, you know that here. And how much quantity is being received, that I can change here. If I have to, I can change that here. This is as per PO. Purchase order data, you can see that. Where here I should provide storage location details, where to receive it. And then partner will be the vendor. So as of now, you can just make a note of it. Under tab where you need to provide storage location. Noted.
And done.
Yeah, here you have these options: hold, check, and post. Let us check this document if everything is fine. Have to click on this check. You observe this, it's an error. It says posting only possible in periods 2021-3 and 2021-2 in company code. Make a note of this error, the way it is appearing.
Done.
Can you tell me what is the meaning of this error? We have already worked on this. Do you remember? Very initially, after the creation of enterprise structure, I had given you a few T codes. Remember that? Posting period. Looking at this date and month, what is that you can guess? It is saying that I can post it either in the month of March or in the month of February. Now it is April and I am unable to post it in the month of April. See, today is April 2nd. So every month we have to close the transaction and take it new. This is something what we had discussed in the very initial classes, which is called posting period in SAP. Let me just open a parallel session. Tell me if you are able to see a parallel session, which I did. Are you able to see the screen? New one?
No, sir.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, write down that T code MMPV. This we have already written MMRV, MMPV, OMSY, these T codes. The very initial classes we discussed this. So I'll take this MMPV from company code PTPL to company code PTPL month 4 2021 fiscal year. Make a note. This you have to do every month.
Done. Done.
Then I'll execute this.
Yeah.
So period closing complete. So check period MMRV company code PTPL. You can see that the current period is 4/20/21. Don't go beyond current month. If you go beyond current month, again such error will appear. It says that we cannot post. So it becomes an issue. Don't go beyond current month. Stop at current month. I'll come back to the screen. Again, I'll check. Sometimes it may not read, then you have to redo it. Redo the MIGO again. Now you can see that it says system says document is okay. Observe this. Document is okay. Moreover, you can see this green color here. You can see this indicator green. Earlier it was red in color. Now let me try posting this. I click on this post. So material document so and so posted. Please make a note of this number 101.33.
Yeah, done.
Now let us proceed with the next topic, that is MIRO. In order to finish MIRO, we have to create tax code settings. You can write down. It's not part of it's FI, finance related. Still, without tax code, we cannot proceed. So let us create a tax code. So refer back to P2P. We have done until goods receipt. After that, we need to proceed with IR, invoice receipt. So for invoicing, we need tax code settings, tax procedure settings. Write down. I'll give you the T codes directly. First one is OBYZ. Make a note, OBYZ. Once you enter OBYZ, it gives these options: condition types, access sequences, and procedures. So I'll have to go with procedures. OBYZ, double click on procedures. So there are a few tax codes which are already existing, and in the next version of HANA you get GSC also appearing automatically. Only thing is the percentage has to be maintained. In this, I'll take this as a standard one, tax D, sales tax Germany. Select this, make a copy, write down, select tax D, click on copy as. So we shall name this I'll name it as PTPL TX. In the description, I'll tell it as tax procedure PTPL. Make a note. PTPL TX and tax procedure PTPL. Written.
Yeah.
Enter. Once I click on enter, I have to copy all parameters related to that. I click on copy all, make a note.
Yeah.
So it gives a message, number of dependent entries copied, fine, 4. So I have the procedure now, PTPL TX, tax procedure, PTPL. Next step, so to this procedure, I need to assign the country, again, because the tax, it will vary from country to country. Accordingly, it has to be defined and configured. Next T code, write OBBG. OBBG, this is to link to the country code. So I'll click on position in OBBG screen, find the country code IN. So here I'll remove this, there is some other code, I'll remove that. It is PTPL TX. Enter PTPL TX. What was the name given? PTPL TX only, right?
Yeah. PTPL TX.
So take it. Just a minute, I'll get back to previous screen. I don't think it got saved. I'll redo it. It's appearing now, PTPL TX. Save. So first step, I defined the procedure. Second, I assigned it to the country code. Third, to create tax code, FTXP, make a note, FTXP T code. Once I enter this FTXP, it will ask for which country, country IN, India, enter. Now this is tax code, what I can decide. What is the tax code with which I would like to move? Let me try with this. I don't know if it is already existing, it will not allow. I'll take this PT. Yeah, it's there. So what is PT for me? PT for me is PTPL tax code. PTPL tax code. I have a small question for you. What is the tax type when we are receiving some materials? Are we paying tax or are we adding tax?
We are tax.
When we receive a material, See, from vendors we are receiving material. Will the vendor load the tax to us, or are we loading tax to them? You receive any material, you purchase any material. Are you paying tax or are you receiving tax?
We pay tax. No, when we purchase, definitely according to that one, we pay tax.
Yeah, we pay the tax, right? So tax is input for us, whether it is input or output for us. Is it?
Output, we are giving money.
No, tax is added, right? Tax is
Tax,
added,
yeah, it's
and
input
we
for
need
us.
to pay.
Yeah.
It is input. If we are working for sales and distribution, then we will add tax to the customer.
Okay.
If we produce and sell it out, then we add tax to the product that we have uh, produced and we'll be selling it out. As of now, when we are purchasing, tax is already added in that. Getting? Hope you understood this.
Yeah.
So tax type, we have to select V here. Select V. This is the tax code PTPL tax code with tax type as V. Proceed. See, I am not defining any percentage as of now here, because the same tax code should be given in PO also. While creating PO also, we should provide the percentage, or else what happens, if I add some tax here, then it will reflect in invoice which is not there in PO, then there will be a mismatch, because in PO I have not defined any tax. I have only defined the net price. So if I define any tax code here, and based on this, if I proceed processing IR, then this tax will get added to PO amount, and there will be a mismatch. I will not be able to process and complete IR, because of which, as of now, I maintain it as 0. Getting? Hope you understood this.
Yeah.
Next time, you can create one tax code, use that tax code while creating PO also and while doing IR also, then it will be a proper match. There will not be an issue. So I maintain here it as 0. I'll maintain it as 0. Make a note of it. Tax code rate, tax rate I am not defining, I am maintaining it as 0. The way we created, or rather the way we are creating PT as tax code, similarly you can create any other tax code and define percentage for that. You can name it as GST also, IGST, CGST, SGST, whatever. So I'll save it. So tax code PT was created. Make a note. Tax code is created. Then the last step, how to assign this tax code to the company. We have to assign this to the company. See, for one company, we can create multiple tax codes, and while processing PO, IR, respective tax codes should be taken so that accordingly it will reflect in PO price as well as in invoicing as well. So the last step in this, make a note, OBCL. OBCL. In this, I have to click on position, find my company, PTPL. So PTPL, I have input output. You observe here, I have a question to you. If I click on this input, I find PT here. So I'll assign it PT. Same thing, if I click on output, I have nothing, no values. Why?
Tax.
See, while assigning tax code to the company code, under input tax column heading, if I click on the drop down, I get PT. But same, if I want to define under output, I'm not getting anything here. Why? System says no values found. Because we have defined it as input, right? We have not defined it as output. Are you getting this?
Yeah.
Well, I'll save it here. Fine, data is saved. This completes GR processing and tax code generation. We'll use this tax code and proceed with IR. Let us stop here for today. Venkat didn't join. So another 2 days you can take time to practice. We'll catch up in the next week. Meanwhile, if you have any queries, you can just post it. And with the help of these videos, it should be quite easy for you to proceed. Let us see. We'll meet in the next week. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.